You have 3 companies, 11 by Venus, 11 by Venus Williams, Happy Viking, which is the plant protein-based company, V-Star. Tell me how you got involved with your companies. Like, you weren't doing enough with tennis? Or tell me why money's important to you and why you think we should be talking about it as women.
Well, as women, money is important because we actually, well, we did play that song, Girls Run the World, right? But we really do. And the more money that we have, the more opportunities that we have to shape the world, the more opportunities that we have to shape our families in the right way, and the more opportunities that we have to grow. And it's about the money, but it's also not about the money. The reason it's about the money is because if we don't have money, then we don't have options. And if we do have the money, we do have options. And that goes from the United States to outside the United States. One of the most prevalent forms of abuse is financial abuse. If someone is controlling the money, then they control you because then you can't leave this situation. Outside of the United States too, if women don't have money, they can't start their own businesses, they can't put their kids in schools, they stay stuck generation after generation after generation. So do we want money just so we can like make it rain over at, I don't know, KOD or something? No, it's not KOD anymore, it's 11, right? Anyway, whatever the club is now that the people make it rain at, that's not why we want the money. We don't want bottle service and all the stuff like that. We want the money because that allows us to rise out of the situations that we have been in thousands of years. And when you think about it, thank you, ladies. Women have gone through so much, right? We what was it, in the 1970s that we first had the opportunity to have credit cards. The first woman ran the marathon. She had to pretend that she was not a woman so she could run the marathon. Women weren't allowed because we weren't strong enough to run a marathon. A few years ago, a woman changed her shirt at the US Open because she was hot, and she changed her shirt and had a sports bra, and she got fined. So it's thing after, she fought it, we finally won, but there are so many dominoes effects that women are going through, and that's why it is important to have the money, because money allows you control, it allows you a position of power, it allows you to change things. And of course, you also could get a nice bag if you wanted to, or a nice home, whatever it is, but it's so much more deeper than that.
Financial freedom does give you leniency to be able to decide who you want to work with or not, who you're going to do business with or not, have the vacations, the life. I love that you talk about financial freedom, and women should take more of an active like we should be talking about money. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And no matter how much money you have or don't have, it's always good to ask the price. It's always important to maybe argue a little bit about the price too.
Yep, I agree.
And because I had this experience that happened to me. I was overseas and I wanted to buy this blanket, and all these Italians were there, and I was with someone that was Italian, and they all were, I was like, I don't know, 19 or 20. So I was nervous to ask the price because I didn't want to seem cheap or whatever it was. And they were all talking in Italian and saying, put this money on top. No, put this on for me on top. Put this on top. And so the person that was there with me, and he didn't say anything, but at the end, he's like told them, you can't do this. And this was all because I didn't ask the price. So they were going to take advantage of me. Thankfully, I had that person there, but I learned a powerful lesson after that. You always ask the price. Do not be afraid to ask about money. Get right in there and get, guns blazing, whatever you have to do, but don't be afraid of it.
What have you learned from the court that you apply to your business?
Oh, just everything. Sport is the best teacher, so if you do not play a sport or push yourself physically, please do so. Once you've pushed yourself physically, you realize there is no limit and that you can do anything. So get on that elliptical, ladies. Start those push-ups, whatever it is. If you have children, put them in sports. It is the best thing for them. I see some kids here, a few. And you learn so much. You learn how to win. You learn how to lose. You learn how to set goals. You learn how to reevaluate. You learn how to look at yourself. You really have to look at yourself and be honest with yourself, because if you're not, then you will get the same result every single time. You could blame and there was this one player, he would blame his sleeves. Doesn't that sound crazy? Because his sleeves were too long, so he had to roll the sleeves up, and he's like, I lost because of my sleeves. He did not win a Grand Slam, by the way, because the honesty wasn't there. So sport teaches you to be honest and to really look deep inside yourself and make those hard decisions. You learn how to work on a team. You learn how to build the right team. It just goes on and on and on. And you learn these lessons without actually knowing you're learning them. And then those transfer right on over to business, into life. And you learn how to make those decisions all across.
Were you confident when you segued over into the entrepreneurial space with your business?
In the beginning, I didn't think I knew what I was doing. I thought that everyone knew more than I did because I'm an athlete, so I know that very well. And I thought, okay, well, I'm bringing on these people, they should know what to do. But after a while, I realized, okay, I might not know everything. I may not have worked in an office, but I have to trust my instinct. And I have to listen to myself, and I have to listen to that inner voice that's back there that's telling you don't do this or do that, and learn to listen to it. So I had to learn that the hard way, unfortunately. But when you start a business, even if you don't have the most experience, only you know your brand. You know your brand better than anyone else, and you got to trust that.
You have won, obviously, 7 Grand Slams, 5 Wimbledons, 4 Olympic gold medals. You're a role model to so many. What is your advice to all of those who also want to achieve the impossible odds?
Right. I would always say bet on yourself. That's your best bet.